Hello students. So today's topic human health and disease. So in this chapter we will come to know what are the various aspects to deal with healthiness of human body. Okay. So there are so many causes to cause us disease condition. Okay. So we will look on these aspects. Okay. So obviously human health could be mental, social and physiological or physical. Okay. So in case of mental, we know that we consider it as a mental problem, right? When we have some mental disease. Okay. So actually, so mental illness is also correlated or linked with the physical health as well. Okay. Or physiological health and social health. This is actually in the aspect of sociology concepts we use we use to analyze or consider the human health in their social condition. Okay. So first of all, the health is actually the absence of disease condition. Okay. So you, if we say on human being is healthy, means he or she is free from any disease condition, means the whatever the physiological process, biochemical level or molecular level that is happening inside our body, physiological condition. Okay. Physical movement. Okay. Many biochemical reactions and what other things, digestion, absorption, okay, metabolism, excretion, so many things are happening inside our body, right? We people know. But whatever that those are happening, if it is in normal mode or it is in balanced mode. Yeah, if it is in balanced mode means it is not like some biochemical reactions got increased, some biochemical reactions got decreased. No, it's not happening. Okay. So it is in the normal range. Okay. Normal range here is the term is range because it is not like some specific values. Okay. We can't say like only this much amount, like hemoglobin amount to hemoglobin amount 13.5, like if we assume only we can't say that only 13.5 is the maximum normal value, normal value. We can't say so. Okay. This is actually range, we consider it in range form because in seasonal variation, time variation, morning food, food taken or not, in the night time. Okay. Likewise, even in the age factor is also there. Okay. Health condition, so many factors are there that is changing, that is making, change in the value of human hemoglobin in the blood. Okay. So likewise, so many things are happening inside our body. We used to refer a range or if it is almost balanced or not. If it is balanced, then it is fine, it is healthy condition. If it is not, it is somehow disturbed, then it is disease condition. Okay. I think you got the point. Okay. Let's see some common diseases in humans. So obviously pathogens we need to know about. So pathogens, what are those? So pathogens are some type of organisms. Okay. So some type of organisms, when they enter inside our human body, they causes or they harm. How? They causes some changes to biochemical reactions or biochemical processes or physiological conditions in our body. So they are making it to change inside our body. That's why these are the pathogens. Okay. These are the organisms. So it could be virus, bacteria, fungi, protozoa, okay, helminthes. Okay. So when they enter or when they interact with our human body, the human body's normal physiological or biochemical processes get hampered. That's why these are pathogens and they create a disease condition inside our body. So some of examples, some of disease conditions that that are caused by pathogens are discussed here. Okay. So we will go one by one. So first one is the typhoid. Okay. So salmonella typhi is a type of pathogenic bacterium. Okay. So pathogenic bacterium salmonella typhi. Okay. So this causes typhoid inside our body. What it causes, like some symptoms are there. So what are those symptoms? From which we can consider, or we can say that typhoid is happened inside our body. So the symptoms are like high fever, okay, so that is around 39 to 40 degrees Celsius, but actually in the normal range the temperature of our body is said to be 37 degrees Celsius, okay, plus minus 0.5. But now the temperature is 39 degrees Celsius to 40 degrees Celsius, so much of high temperature, okay. Weakness, okay, stomach fullness, constipation also, okay, constipation also can be seen, okay. And so these are the features, or these are the symptoms in case of typhoid. So sustained high fever, okay, weakness and constipation. Sometimes loss of appetite is also seen, okay. So typhoid fever, so typhoid tidal test, sorry, not tidal test, this is oidal test, okay. So oidal test is there, so a classic case in medicine, oidal test. So streptococcus, now another disease, that is common cold, okay. So common cold is caused by a microorganism that is known as Haemophilus, wait for a second, just a second, Haemophilus influenza, okay, not no, sorry, common cold, okay, influenza virus, it is known as influenza virus. So common cold is caused by influenza virus. So what are the symptoms? Obviously sore throat, okay, cough, headache, okay, tiredness, okay, these are the common symptoms. Another thing you need to remember, these are frequently occurring, okay, and it takes only 3 to 7 days, okay, 3 to 7 days to recover from this disease. This is why it is said to be common cold, okay. So the virus name is influenza virus. But another disease, streptococcus pneumoniae. So streptococcus pneumoniae causes pneumonia disease, okay. And Haemophilus influenza also causes pneumonia in our body. So streptococcus pneumoniae as well as Haemophilus influenza causes pneumonia in our body. So what are the symptoms inside our body in case of pneumonia? So in case of pneumonia, chills, cough. The most important symptom is fever. Another one is like you would have a problem in breathing, and the level of oxygen inside our blood, okay, will get decreased because the enough amount of oxygen is not taken inside our body, okay, through alveoli, okay. So why? Because the alveoli get filled with fluid, leading to severe problems in respiration, okay. So alveoli is full, almost full with some fluid, some form of fluid that leads to problem in respiration, okay. That's why in the pneumonia breathing problem is there, okay. So oxygen deficiency occurs in the blood, okay. So three disease already covered, okay. So we need to remember that typhoid fever is confirmed by the test of oidal test, okay. We need to remember this test. What is the test? Oidal test. Oidal test is used to confirm typhoid disease, okay. So the next one is the malaria, okay. So malaria is caused by a type of protozoa, that is plasmodium, okay. So usually four types of plasmodium can be seen, that are those are plasmodium vivax, plasmodium falciparum, plasmodium ovale, and plasmodium malari, okay. So four types. Plasmodium vivax, this is the most common in our country, plasmodium vivax, okay. The next one is the plasmodium malari, plasmodium falciparum, another one is the plasmodium ovale, okay. So the most common in India is the plasmodium vivax. So this is a type of protozoa that makes us get infected with malaria disease, okay. So what happens actually, the propagation or the infection actually transmitted through a type of mosquito, that is Anopheles mosquito. Okay, and that is this mosquito, what it does, it takes some blood from our inside body. When it takes blood from infected person of with malaria disease, then it takes some protozoa of that Plasmodium vivax. Okay, then the blood it took is circulated inside their body, means the mosquito's body. Okay, after that, when this same mosquito inject its blood or try to take some blood from other non-infected human body, then the protozoa get transmitted inside the healthy body. Okay, so that is the problem. Okay, so we will look on this. So it is, wait for some time, just a second. Okay, so this is not visible, right? Wait. Okay, so little bit visible, you can match with NCERT books. Okay, so what is happening when the infected mosquito, right, that is the mosquito is having that protozoa. Okay, so it is now infecting a normal human healthy body. So human healthy body is blood is getting this protozoa, so Plasmodium vivax. So this protozoa now circulating through the blood inside the healthy body. Now what it does, some form of some stage of that protozoa, means that their life cycle, some stage of that their life cycle is infecting RBC, red blood corpuscle. So now inside the RBC, erythrocytic phase is occurring. So erythrocytic phase, okay, before entering the RBC, that is pre-erythrocytic, and after releasing from erythrocyte, the post-erythrocytic stage. So three stages are there: pre-erythrocytic stage, erythrocytic stage, and then post-erythrocytic stages are seen inside the human body. Okay, so gamete is formed after life cycle. It is very obvious. So this gamete are now taken by the mosquito when it bites a infected human body. You got the point? So inside the mosquito's abdomen, these gametes are now converted to a adult protozoa form. Okay, so sporozoite. So sporozoite is the infecting stage of the protozoa, that is made to go inside our healthy body. Okay, by mosquito, Anopheles mosquito. Okay, so sporozoite is that stage. Okay, so this is fine, I think. Okay, so the next one is, okay, so the next one is the amoebiasis. So amoebiasis is caused by a protozoa that is named as Entamoeba histolytica. So Entamoeba histolytica causes amoebiasis in body. So amoebiasis means amoebic dysentery. So what are the symptoms? The symptoms are like constipation, abdominal pain, and cramps. Cramps means some type of contraction inside the abdomen. Okay, stools with excess mucus and sometimes blood clots also. Okay, so house flies act as mechanical carrier. Okay, so here it is saying like mechanical carrier, house fly. So mechanical carrier means the life cycle of this protozoa is not completed inside the housefly. Okay, so the gametic stage is not seen in the housefly. That's why it is mechanical carrier. Okay, if reproduction is happening, if sexual reproduction or asexual reproduction was happening inside the carrier, then it was like non-mechanical carrier. Okay, so in case of mechanical carrier, no reproduction is happening. Okay, so Ascaris lumbricoides. Okay, done. So the disease is named as ascariasis. So ascariasis is caused by Ascaris lumbricoides, named helminthes. Okay, so and another one is known as Wuchereria bankrupti. So Wuchereria bankrupti causes filariasis or elephantiasis disease. Okay, but Ascaris lumbricoides that causes ascariasis. Okay, symptoms of ascariasis includes internal bleeding. Okay, muscular pain, muscular pain, fever, anemia, and blockage of the intestinal passage. When the number of Ascaris lumbricoides organism inside the gut or inside the intestinal tract is very high, then it makes intestinal blockage. Okay, so this is Ascaris lumbricoides. And the next one is the elephantiasis or filariasis. So it is caused by Wuchereria bankrupti or Wuchereria malai. Okay, so this is also a worm. Okay, so in case of filariasis or elephantiasis, what it does, the hand or usually the leg gets shape of elephant like leg, like you can see here the swollen leg part. Okay, so elephantiasis, this is the elephantiasis. And another thing very frequently occurs in scrotum also, in scrotum or vulva portion of female body, swollen sorry, water containing occurs. Okay, so much amount of water is concentrated or located in the scrotum, so it makes swollen thing. Okay, so elephantiasis, so this is the elephantiasis. So Wuchereria bankrupti and Wuchereria malai. The last one is the ringworm. So ringworm is caused by some form of fungi microorganisms. Okay, so these are like microsporum, trichophyton, and epidermophyton. Microsporum, trichophyton, and epidermophyton, these are the responsible organisms for ringworm. So what it does, ring like structure is formed on the skin just because they reproduce and make their number a bigger. Okay, so that makes scaly lesions on various parts of the body such as skin, nail, and scalp. So we need to remember skin, nail, and scalp. Okay, are the main symptoms of the disease. So ringworm is caused by microsporum, trichophyton, and epidermophyton. Okay, so this is fine. So this is actually transmitted through like soil or by using towels. Okay, clothes, or even the comb of infected persons. So what are those? Soil, towels, or clothes, or even comb of the infected individuals. So these are the process by which it get transmitted from a infected person to a healthy person. So thank you.